such an asshole!
Late Night Cappy, assholeconsultant.com. How you guys doing? Justin writes, "Hi Aaron, sorry for the length. I need to set up this question so you jump to conclusions too fast. I didn't know, as long as you let me know. In observation of Earth Day, I've got another video request for you. You frequently dismiss environmentalism as nothing but a full leftist religion with no goal other than extracting more of your tax money and restricting your personal freedoms. On the other hand, you benefit directly from environmental legislation. You are an avid outdoorsman, often extolling the beauty of America's national parks and other conservation areas. Besides recreation, you also have the EPA to thank for reliably clean drinking water and city air, unless you're in Flint. As you probably know, Nixon established the EPA in 1970 to address the growing concerns about public safety. Here are a couple examples of bat pollution. And you pulled the one, the Cuyahoga River. I knew that was going to be there. And the Great Lakes pollution and all that. All right. There's still big problems today. Mountaintop removal and coal mining is poisoning drinking water in the Appalachians. And I'm going to be honest with you, dude. I don't believe this shit anymore. And not to say it's shit, but I have seen so much skewed, spun, and outright lies. Starting with, oh my God, we're cutting down the trees. And the paper company, I know this sounds funny, but the paper companies are killing the trees. It's like, no, the paper companies replanted the trees. So I'm sure some of this is real, some of it isn't, but I just don't trust studies anymore, and I don't trust the spin. I just don't. Now I do remember the Cuyahoga River. I do remember that coming up. And yeah, corporations have done some bad stuff. But the appvoices.org, sorry, I don't trust the .org. I really don't. And we'll get into the reasons why you'll see my position, but I do appreciate the link. Yeah, .edu, sorry, don't care. And plastic is killing fish en masse. I'd imagine you agree with that. Some government regulation is necessary to prevent industry from contaminating our food, water, and air. Maybe you're familiar with the concept of the tragedy of the commons related to the Nash equilibrium. My question is, how much regulation makes sense economically, morally, and scientifically? Yes, the free market is an elegant idea, but it has its limitations. If you support government power in the face of other threats like war and pandemics, say mandatory vaccination, should they not also be able to protect the nature environment that is vital to human life? Please don't be intellectually lazy and say whatever leftists will most disagree with. I think you made this mistake with your global warming video. No, I didn't. I didn't. Base your answer off of science, not the sensationalist liberal voices, which I agree detract from the movement's credibility. Let me know the price. If you're ever in Chicago or so inclined, like to meet up, go for a run and talk more. Yeah, totally, dude. All right. You hit it on the head. Base your answer off of science, not the sensationalist liberal voices. And that's where I disagree with the vast majority of environmentalists, because it's the liberal, sensationalist, liberal voices. It is not reasoned, logical, and practical concern. It is a religion. It is hyperbole. It is rah-rah-me crusaderism. The actual percentage of people who claim to be environmentalists that are actually for the environment is the exact same percentage of, quote, Christians that actually go to church because they believe in Jesus Christ and they follow the teachings of God. It's also the exact same percent of people who care about Africans and minorities and want to help the poor and the children versus those that actually want to help the poor and the children. Right? Like any other religion and faux ideology, most environmentalists don't give a damn about the environment. They give about virtue signaling and their feels. And so that is where I have my main disagreement with the environmentalists, is it has nothing to do with the environment. Now, does that mean the old captain hates the environment? Obviously not. I do not hate the environment, and you're going to be hard-pressed to find anybody who does. Yes, I am against corporations dumping toxic chemicals, in the water. I am against, for example, over here in Las Vegas, they have smog emission testing for cars. And normally I'd be against that, but it makes sense here in Las Vegas because it's in a valley and you can see the smog. You can see it. So certain areas, especially if you're in a valley, you need emissions testing. Also, I don't know. I remember when the bald eagles were almost dead, and then we got the catalytic converters. When there is a proven scientific risk, not necessarily just to humans, but to the environment being, animals, fish, whatever else, and a credible threat. Don't tell me, plastics are killing fish. Sorry, no, it just. And here's another sad thing. I could be completely wrong, but I don't care. I've been lied to and propagandized, and this has been so sensationalized that I just don't know what to trust anymore. And I'm being deadly serious. When I see a .org or a .edu, I don't believe it. There's a political agenda behind that study. Terribly sorry. So now I have to rely on logic and common sense. And this is where it's just, the global warming is the perfect example. There's no empirical proof. You go back to Vostok ice core data, actually using data statistics, the temperature does this, and then we're worried about a little, micro penis jump in temperature in the past 50 years. I have to go based on logic. I have to go because I don't trust the data anymore that's coming from the NOAA or scientists or studies or anything like that, because everybody's bread is being buttered on one side. So I have to think logically. I have to say, okay, is this really effective? Can you come up with, hey, yeah, look, this is actually, okay, all right, yeah, we better go do something about it. So I cannot give you a scientific standard. I can't give you a formula or a binary or logical rule that could be easily followed. Each individual environmental issue would have to be viewed on a case-by-case, because some might be different, dolphins, underwater versus smog. I mean, I don't know what rule or law, but if it is provable, but that it is causing damage to the environment, and not some little token amount. Okay, the strip mining. Oh wow, we moved a mountain. Is it really poisoning the Appalachian water? Is it? Or was it what was that? Where they lit the water that was coming out of the faucet. Someone said no. This is why there's like gas in there. Blah blah blah. And it's misleading. It's so skewed and spun. I'm like, really? Really? That's what it was? I have to look it up again later. But if it is provably and materially, maybe that's a general rule we could use, hurting either the environment, animals, or humans, then there is a call for government intervention. Right? There is. If it's something outright criminal, like the Flint City Council, or dumping toxic chemicals in Ohio rivers, or what else? I'm trying to think. Dumping hospital waste in the Hudson. Blatantly obvious things like that, yes, absolutely. Because I'm not naive. There's evil all over the place. But what I'm trying to balance is sensationalism, higher taxes, and not even the higher taxes, although that pisses me off. We just need more money. That pisses me off. But then this faux, fraudulent, fake environmentalists who are just doing it so they can masturbate their egos. That's where I loathe and detest it. So I got to worry about those guys on one end. But then on the other end, here to show you intellectual honesty, you're damn right. This is not, everyone thinks like, oh, you're for the corporations. Oh, you're just a capitalist, so you hate the public sector, you love the private sector. No. Don't know if you saw the banking crisis and how those fuckers got bailed out. Don't know if you know the student loan crisis, which is kind of quasi-private. I realize and savvy enough to admit that there is evil in all sectors of the economy. And if you, it's just human nature. Humans are assholes. They're fucking assholes. And the majority of them will fuck over the environment, their mothers, and their own children if they have to. It's kind of why I've been going into a darker past month or two where I'm just like, fuck, these are the people on my side. Like, I've been starting to see a lot of people on the right that are just fucking posers and hypocrites. But my larger point is, absolutely. Just because you work for a for-profit company doesn't mean you're not a scumbag. right? There are just as many scumbags in the private sector as there are the public sector and nonprofits, right? So you absolutely need government regulation. This is why I'm for antitrust. This is where I'm for laws. I mean, right there, if you want to be telling, well, we don't really need laws. I'm for the Department of Commerce. I was not popular on right-leaning circles. Oh, they did what was it? The Consumer Protection Act with the financing and all that. I'm for it because the banks are scumbags. I'm against the bailouts, and I'm also against, obviously, dumping toxic chemicals into the environment. And you need government to be on these people. I mean, hell, it's not environmental. What did Wells Fargo just do now this time? How did they shit the bed this time? First it was making up fake accounts, and now it was forcing people into mortgages they didn't want. I don't know. I can't keep up with Wells Fargo. But having worked in banking, I'm acutely aware of the corruption and just the scumbaggery nature of human beings, private sector or public. So yes, you do need, I think there should be an environmental protection agency, maybe more of a bureau. I don't think there should be a cabinet position for it. I would certainly, I wouldn't necessarily defang the EPA. I would not give them any, they shouldn't be able to make dictates or control or things like that. It has to be passed by Congress. But right now, based on how old the ozone hole didn't blow up, and I haven't seen no fucking global warming. Oh, we're going to switch it to climate change, and how none of these fuckers' predictions ever came true. And then you find out they were outright lying to us, and the money is so obviously channeled for political purposes and to profit off of. I say the bigger risk is on the lefter-leaning side, shall we say, the environmentalist side, than it is the, quote, polluter side or the strip mining side or whatever else have. I mean, God almighty, I remember, here's another one. Prudhoe Bay, they wanted to drill. No, it wasn't that. It was, some wildlife preserve. And they said, hey, look, we make it this little posted. It used to be this big back in the day. Now the technology, you won't even know we were there. I've sat on oil rigs before, and my buddy, my girlfriend's brother, he says, oh yeah, this is what's left. I mean, it's just this little puny post. I'm like, that's it? Oh yeah, and then we have to reclaim it. We have to like put grass back over it and everything. I'm like, really? Just to make the EPA? It wasn't to make the EPA happy. It was to make the nut jobs, the ideologues, the zealots who hate progress, hate production, and are just rank jealous. And that forget it. Just forget it. That I'm more worried about the left and the environmentalists than I am corporations polluting the world and strip mining and all that. Still keep your eyes on those motherfuckers, because they will. They will. It doesn't stop. If it was banking, it wasn't that. It was the pollution, it wasn't that. Now it's Wells Fargo. I mean, they're always looking to fuck people over. Again, I'm not a big corporate man. But on a overall national level, yeah, I will trust the private sector more than I will the environmentalists, public sector, nonprofit, academia. Hey, I need more government grant money, and I'm going to make it seem like there's a crisis so we can get more grant money. No, that racket that's such a mafia shakedown, blatant and no way. So yeah, I am for the environment. I don't want to see the forest go away. I don't want to see, I like clean water, obviously. This may shock a lot of you. I don't really have a large carbon footprint. A lot of that is because I have very fuel-efficient cars. Well, I also don't drive anywhere, except for motorcycle rides. But, I don't commute. I work from home. I've insulated the hell out of my house. Got a wood-burning stove, even though I emit carbon. But, turn off lights. Don't know if you know, it's kind of dark everywhere else. I don't want the environment to be destroyed. I don't want the dolphins to die. But you gotta do more than give me some fucking academic report from some 48-year-old gray-haired woman with her master's in environmental policy and is too damn stupid to even get a fucking real degree like biology or meteorology or something. No, I don't. I just don't. And until I start seeing some non-biased, non-leftist, non-politically infected people start saying, "Oh yeah, this is what's happening," no, I'm not going to believe it. I'm just not. And hey, you know what? When that climatic epic shit was supposed to happen, that Al Gore predicted, and Leonardo DiCaprio and Francis Old President, hey, we only have 500 days. None of that shit's coming true. I'm like, oh, well, fuck you guys then. So let's make sure. Dismiss environmentalism, nothing but a faux leftist religion. That's the majority of them, not all of them. With the goal of extracting more of your tax money, restricting your profit. That's most of them, not all of them. On the other hand, you benefit directly from environmental legislation. Avid outdoorsman, extolling beauty now good. Yep. Such recreation, APA. Yep. I like clean water. Still big problems. Mountaintop removal. I don't believe them because they're from .orgs and .edus. Imagine you agree that some government regulation is necessary to prevent industry from contaminating food and water. Absolutely. How much regulation makes sense economically, morally, and scientifically? Address that. It has to be provable, and it has to be a tangible, cost. It can't be, oh, well, what were they talking about when that British Petroleum had that geyser going off in the Gulf of Mexico, and they're like freaking, oh my God, God, pollute everything. And then you find out it's like 1 part in trillions. Tens of trillions. Oh, is the Gulf of Mexico still there? Is the ecosystem all right? Okay, well, if you support government power in the face of other threats like war and pandemics, we could call those negative externalities. That's the official word. Should they also not be able to protect the natural environment that is vital to humanity? I would say not only vital, but convenient. Absolutely. Please don't be intellectually lazy. You can say whatever leftists will most disagree with. I think you made this mistake in global warming, basing yourself off of science, not the sensationalist. Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, I would go. It's not even necessarily vital. You should you should help out animals. You should, help out grass, plants. Yeah, and it's not that hard. But yeah, you don't have to worry about me. Worry about your environmentalist wacko types and your environmentalist religious types that hop in their private jets and fly everywhere. I think that would be a good place to start. Start with Al Gore's 18-bedroom house down in Tennessee, whose heat bill was more than my mortgage at the time. All right, that's it. You guys got questions? Captain's got answers. AssholeConsulting.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.